Hey everyone, welcome back to the Visually Stunning Movie Podcast. I'm Mark. That's Ryan. Hi Ryan.
Hello.
In theaters in limited release, apparently, super limited. They released it at some point. We had to go get screeners for it.
Yep.
The long desired remake of the 80s Sword and Sorcery classic Red Sonja. Directed by MJ Bassett, starring Matilda Lutz as the titular heroine. Now, if you'll remember back in the 80s, Red Sonja was a spin-off-ish from the Conan franchise.
Yes.
She never appeared in the Conan movies, but that was their jumping off point. This one, we don't hear the name Conan ever, although we do hear a kingdom name near the end of the film. We both watched it yesterday, so we've had about 24 hours to sit on this. And I believe what I texted you when I was done was in 2000, they made a Dungeons and Dragons movie. And this smacks of that in so many ways.
Yes.
But before I start on that, I will give you any say that you would like to have at this point.
I saw this movie because I knew you wanted to.
Look, dude, I'm a sucker for a good sword and sorcery movie. I really am.
I'm not opposed to that either. But I don't know that I would have tracked it down if I hadn't been aware that you wanted to talk about it, or wanted to see it, and then we could talk about it.
Right.
So no, I like the genre as well. And it's funny because this film had in no way intended to have a sense of nostalgia to it, but as you put it, it does feel like a film that comes from, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years ago. It doesn't feel necessarily contemporary. And I don't know that that's a good thing. I think it's probably bad because it probably means that the treatment of the main character was pretty superficial, and they just tried to get her in a bikini as often as they possibly could, just because they could.
See, well, to be fair, that if we like to complain about being true to the source material, then yes, it is. However, there are ways to do that well, and there are ways to do that unwell.
Well, they just basically came out and said it.
Right, exactly. And that's how you don't do it well.
I mean, they literally, why am I getting this? Well, because it will entertain the crowd.
Yep.
That's not direct quote, but that's pretty much a direct quote.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. The special effects in this film are interesting in that occasionally you're like, that doesn't look too bad. And then occasionally you're like, oh my gosh, that looks like Sci-Fi Channel when Sci-Fi Channel
2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. I didn't hate it. I think
and because you have to watch it. If you go into this thinking this is going to be approached in the same way that they approached the original Conan the Barbarian, which was straight up, we're making this sword and sorcery epic, right?
Yes.
Then you will be disappointed. If you understand or figure out very quickly that is not how they are handling this film, then you can wrap your head around the fact that you're going to be watching Matilda Lutz run around in basically that same bikini with occasional additions of slightly more armor.
In
a film that The fight choreography is sometimes good and often terrible. The CGI is sometimes good and often terrible.
Yeah.
The script and dialogue is almost never good.
Yeah.
And mostly on the not terrible, but not great.
Yeah.
Here's my biggest problem with films like this, and I've seen it on low budget films in the fantasy genre. And it took me a couple films to figure out why. I was like, why do I not feel like this film is right? Or doesn't look right? Well, this one actually, I mean, I watched it on my monitor, but
Yeah.
that being said, it still looked like I was watching something that was made for television. Right? The picture, it felt like a TV movie or something shot on videotape back in the day. But then my other thing, I realized that it's in this film, and just like it is in all of those, or in a lot of low budget ones, everything, even if the design work, and a lot of the design work, the set design and costume design is good in a lot of places, it all feels unused. It's all super clean, super crisp, like the prop crew put it together and said, done.
Yeah.
But somebody forgot to age it. Someone forgot to make it dirty. Someone forgot to tear up the thatched roof a little bit. Somebody forgot to scatter that pile of hay. There's just, the armor designs are cool, but they're completely unused going in. They're not beat up at all. Everything is just super crisp.
Well, and I think the same would go for the actors and the way they look. They're living these. We have the whole, we fight
Gladiator pit.
Gladiator pit, and none of the characters or none of the actors are particularly dirty
or bloody, or
they look pretty like I walked out of the makeup tent and
let's go to work.
Let's go do this gladiator thing. All right, guys. it's like you're too pretty. Like there's the joke about the guy who's never been touched.
Yes.
And it was just like
the untouched.
Why would I, if I'm a fighter, I guess that there's an element of that that's like, I don't know, it feels fake. Like it feels like a wrestling gimmick rather than like he's actually a good fighter. It feels like he's anyway. The whole thing just and I not to get the anger of anyone who is a wrestling fan, because as of late I've had kind of a wrestling renaissance, but at least they when they are playing a part, they know the part they're playing.
Yes.
Whereas this guy his part is Pretty Boy, and unfortunately, Pretty Boy shouldn't have been on that casting list. That shouldn't be a part in this movie. I get, or at least not nearly as pretty as this Pretty Boy is. I don't know how to.
So
but anyway.
So again, it's either a throwback to those 90s, early 2000s sci-fi movies when you'd get the CW casts.
Yes.
Or it's made for now, and everyone to get the younger audience in, everyone has to be hot. And he's not even really hot, but you get what I mean.
No, but that's his. I mean, what is his character? He's the hot guy.
He's literally the hot, sarcastic
guy. And if you're writing a script and that's the best you got,
mm-hmm.
This is the sort of movie you're going to end up with. Yes. I don't mean that too critically, but if your character, like, you have the hot guy, you have the hot girl, you have the if that's how your characters are defined, your movie's never going to be that great.
No. So in Red Sonja's case, like I said, it's no. So it's like I said, if you watch it with the right frame of mind, then it is literally mindless popcorn movie.
Yes, at best. And it's okay. And for that, it's not terrible.
Yeah, this is not going to reinvigorate the genre, unfortunately.
Well, and you were talking about the throwback. There's literally, and I don't know fantasy nearly as well as you do, but when you literally have the horse saving her, and it's the stuff lifted straight out of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
it was just like that was literally out of Lord of the Rings. Okay, all right. You know?
Yeah, it's just there's just a lot wrong with this that keeps it from being, I think, maybe what they wanted it to be, which theoretically get it. I mean, unfortunately, this is going to get a straight to streaming sequel. Uh,
Yes. Well,
um,
and it clearly wants to be a franchise,
yes,
and it sets itself up with
yes,
that intention.
and that again, I think we've touched on this with other films. That is the one thing you can do that will, if people are on the fence about your film, if you leave them with the "and we're going to make another one,"
Yeah.
not that was good, I wonder if they can make another one. But when they come out and go, see, we're going to make another one, and they're on the fence, that's going to tick a lot of people off, because you're
Sure.
presuming
Well, it
the
kind of ticks
quality of
me
your film.
off.
It does kind of tick me off too.
Because it's like, I don't know that you've earned it yet.
And here's one. You talk about the Lord of the Rings. The ending of this film is really the ending of Uncharted.
Well, okay, sure. You're not, yeah.
The setup is basically the same. So there's so much cribbed into this movie, but again, it in genre films, you're allowed to have cliches and you're allowed to borrow, but you have to dress it up correctly.
Yeah.
And this
Well,
doesn't do that.
sure. You put the effort in,
Yes.
and I don't like saying that because I know that everyone who probably worked on this film probably did do their best. Um, but this is also a case where if you can't pull off the special effects and you want to be taken seriously, maybe you need to change the script.
Yes. Or give a
Maybe
little extra money to the effects.
maybe having a giant monster is not the most important thing.
You know what? I had less trouble with the giant monster than I did the CGI city.
Well, there's that as well.
There were parts of that where it showed up and I was like, that hurt my soul and gave me early sci-fi channel vibes.
Yes.
But like I said, the design on the big monster was cool. The Cyclops.
Well, it was cool, but it also looks like an homage to, to old stop motion.
Yes.
And I don't think that's what they meant it to be.
No.
And if it was completely out of place.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to do that, maybe everything, I don't know. It's, and I guess, if you look at the history of fantasy, sword and, sorcery, there is a kind of a retro element to that, because there was a time where, they made more films like that, the Sinbad films and that sort of thing. And
Ray Harryhausen, how we miss you.
So, yeah, I mean, if you make that film, I'm okay with some of the stop motion. In fact, I probably appreciate it more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's fine. I don't know that I would rush out to a theater to see it. I don't know that it's actually theater quality, and I hate to say that.
I know.
I hate to say that, but when your biggest problem is your visuals, well, no, that's not the biggest problem. That's just one of the problems.
It's the one that slaps you in the face.
It's the one that probably doesn't make it cinematic, if that makes sense. The script itself, we've seen mediocre scripts with beautiful cinematography that are better, on the big screen.
Avatar, excuse me.
Yeah. Yes, that is actually 100% accurate. So yeah, I mean, I really wanted this to be a little more than it was, or I don't know.
I did too, and the thing is, it does it's neither serious sword and sorcery, nor is it truly exploitive sword and sorcery, which also would have made it more watchable.
Probably, yes.
You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
you have Sonja, you have the white female warrior.
Yes.
And then you have the who played her? I want to say it's Rona Mitra, and I think that's wrong. Wallis Day is Anicia, who plays the other real badass.
Yes.
Yep. Nope. It
Sort
was
of.
Rona Mitra plays Petra.
Yeah.
She's in it. It's like, yes, this could have been an incredibly exploit, but no one's going to make that, especially not, I might add, a female director. But had they done that, then that would have made the film entertaining from that end. But
Sure.
it kind of runs this thing right between the two,
Yeah.
where it doesn't work in any direction.
Well, and I don't know how you felt, and so suddenly I'm remembering the film more vividly. Lots of dream sequences that don't necessarily feel, or not flashbacks, not necessarily dream sequences, flashbacks that feel like they come at odd times, or that we're
And
only,
some of them feel like visions,
yeah, or like
but they're not.
we're given them bits and pieces of the same scenes, and I understand kind of what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they could have figured out a way to do that better.
Oh, I
Or
honestly, they could have cut out most of those, and all they had to do was give the little boy a birthmark or a scar,
sure,
and everyone, we could have made that connection immediately
yeah.
later.
Well, because there's just it almost feels like, oh, that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
Oh, oh, I thought this was for her.
but it
This,
is not.
no, it's
Yeah, I know. It's
oh,
just,
I see. Okay, but
but again, that whole opening sequence, even those barbarians that come through the gate of the village,
yes,
super shiny and pressed.
well, they look like they're ready for battle,
Well,
all
yeah.
sexied up and ready for battle.
So I mean, but their war paint is
Yeah,
freshly applied.
yes.
It just this world is not lived in.
Yeah, I wonder if rather than giving us flashbacks, if they had actually just given us that first scene and just given it to us,
Yeah,
rather than being kind of cutesy and only giving us like the
trying to be
way,
smarter than it was.
I guess, because my thought was after that the very first scene we meet the young version of our Red Sonja, and she's looking at the camera in a way that's like, bring it, rather
Yeah,
than as a kid that would be like, I'm terrified I might die.
right.
And I thought and they cut the scene about there, and then they go to flashbacks where you get a little better idea of actually how she reacted to that event. But the way it sets it up is like, oh, this kid's been a badass since the day she was born.
Right.
And then it's like, oh wait, no, that's not what we're supposed to get out of that.
No, it almost sets it up like she's going to wind up on the wheel of pain.
Something, I don't know, but yeah, it's just I think
But
structurally there's
yeah,
some major issues there too.
yeah,
That you didn't need to be as cute. We didn't need to do it in flashback. We could
no,
have just done it.
yeah.
And at first I thought it was because they wanted to save money.
But they clearly had to shoot it all. So
But they shot it, so that wasn't it. Yeah, that's, and I shouldn't be thinking that in your first scene. Oh, that's kind of weird. We only got like a tiny portion of that scene. It must be they didn't want to have a,
and
oh,
it's
that's, yeah,
and what is it? I mean, part of this is we talked about all the stuff they were crib. I was gonna say we were watching it, and I turned to my wife and I said, "Oh, it's an environmental movie."
yes,
Oh, it really, it's a big corporation movie.
yeah, yes.
It's Fern Gully.
But is that really what it is? I don't know.
No, it's
That,
I
but
know.
you're right. But you're right that you do have that feeling. But I don't think that feeling was completely on purpose.
No,
And
but
that's why,
it was the environmental stuff. It was the
yes,
animal stuff.
yes.
It was the industry stuff. It just, you know,
The tech, well, and you have this,
your Lord of the Rings fine. It's Isengard,
yes.
you know?
But they handled it in a way that made a little more sense.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Here it doesn't make any sense.
well, here it's like, oh, the bad guy's all about technology, which
Yep.
is a bit weird.
Yeah.
Um,
Which ironically, hilariously, I'm finishing a novel from Roger Zelazny called Changeling.
mhm.
And it's about two boys that are swapped from the worlds they live in. Their worlds, we had been one world and we diverged, one magic, one technology.
Okay.
Well, the kid from the magical realm, was a prince. He was a baby. His dad went insane, basically. So he was overthrown. Well, they didn't want to kill the baby, even though some people did. So the wizard took him to our world and brought a baby back because you have to swap mass. basically, right? To keep the
Okay.
balance. So he brings
Sure.
a kid. Well, the kid that comes to the magical world has an affinity for technology, and he finds the remnants of what had been in the magical world, and he's trying to impose that on people, and they're afraid of it, and they beat him because that caused the destruction of their world. So it's a guy in a magic world developing technology, and I realized that halfway through too, and I was like, well, that's strange.
They're like, wow, well,
It's like I've seen this, and I thought about it. It's like, oh, it's that damn book on my nightstand. So it's a weird flex to put in a fantasy world. You know, it's not like he developed a rapid fire catapult. He literally has like internal combustion engines and
but it was the way
forest
that
sawyer downer machines.
yeah, the way it was handled in this film is just weird.
It's introduced and neglected.
Yeah, I mean, it's never. You're like, well, what? Yeah, I just.
And then there's what the equivalent of the pocket nuclear reactor.
Yes.
You know, but
where you're like, what in the world? If this guy, to a certain extent, it's like this. If this guy can make this stuff, there's no way that anyone should be able to stop him. And
nope. That's why he needed the other thing.
I know, but why did he need the other thing?
Because there was more stuff there. He thought.
Yeah,
but there wasn't.
But he's doing pretty darn well with what he's got.
Yeah, but I know.
It's not like he's hit a wall.
No,
I guess he thinks he has. I don't know, but
because he has issues. So, but yeah, it's
anyway.
Well, there's the idea of a good movie is in here.
Yes.
But it's left there, and never really done much with, unfortunately. Was it rated R?
I don't.
Now I gotta look.
Nah, you gotta look. I don't know why it would be.
It might even be just unrated at this point. I have no idea. No, it's rated R.
Okay.
Violence.
Sure, but
there's not even a lot of language necessarily. There's got to be violence. Granted, cartoonish fantasy violence. But that, it's the MPA. What are you going to do?
Well, okay, so this goes back to the argument that of if Lord of the Rings wasn't Lord of the Rings, wouldn't those films all have been rated R? If that's if we're going off of violence and mayhem and anyway, it never bugged me, but they're and the director or the extended cut of one of those films was it the last Hobbit film ended up getting an R rating?
Don't even talk to me about the Hobbit films.
Well, I'm just throwing this out there that I don't I mean,
it's the MPA.
I don't know why this film would be rated R other than someone just decided that they thought it was an R-rated film.
Right, which makes no sense.
Which
maybe they were trying to lend it an air of gravitas.
Maybe, but I think
not actually have.
No. I mean, if you go in there expecting anything R-rated, you're probably going to be
disappointed.
Yeah, not that
at
I
best,
think
it's TV-14.
Yeah,
like I would go back to the TV.
Yeah,
TV movie analogy.
I think it would be TV-14, and that's not that people care these days. So TVMA, they'll let their 5-year-olds watch. So
no, don't do that.
But they do.
Alien Earth is TVMA.
Yes.
So, which, I know we got to watch more of it. It's okay.
Yes.
And we'll talk.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, I think we're but we will be caught up. Don't worry, we'll get there. So that's Red Sonja. It's so much potential, so poorly executed. Sadly.
But not a bad afternoon watch.
No, that's the weird thing. It really is not a terrible afternoon watch.
If it hits streaming, it's on something that you don't have to pay anything extra for. You're doing some arts and crafts. You're getting ready for Halloween.
Yep.
You can throw this on and kind of be doing 2 or 3 things at once. And
so, speaking of conventions, this weekend is Labor Day weekend. So have a great long weekend, everyone.
Yes.
Hey, next weekend you will be.
I will be up in. I will be in Oregon. Yeah, Portland.
For Rose City. Comic-Con. I will be in Vernal, Utah with my lovely lady wife at Phenomicon, the UFO and cryptid convention, because she wants to go, and I can't say no.
I'm hoping there will be people dressed as cryptids.
That would be awesome. But I think these people are going to fancy themselves more scientific. But I could be wrong. And I would like if I am wrong.
Okay, I would like to think that even if you are scientific, that you have a sense of humor.
Okay.
Because
I will document things that will make you laugh if they are there.
Okay. Because I would I think people showing up as cryptids would be
hilarious.
It would be fun. Anyway,
you betcha.
Because literally everyone should see cryptids that weekend. There should just be like, and I saw this, and I saw the lizard people, and I saw the whatever your Bigfoot or your whatever it is that you want to see. I think they should all be represented, and in a tongue-in-cheek sort of way.
Yes,
not in a mean-spirited. No, I enjoy that stuff.
Yep.
I don't necessarily believe all of that stuff, but I do enjoy a lot of that stuff.
I like the way you snuck that in there. All that stuff.
Well,
that implies some stuff you kind of think about believing. So there you go.
Well, there's some that look. I am the sort of person who would prefer a world where unicorns and the Loch Ness monster and all that stuff existed, because to me, that's a much more interesting world.
Yeah.
Die by unicorn. Yeah, I prefer that to cancer. Thank you.
I don't know. We did see Death of a Unicorn.
I know,
and there was some death by unicorn there.
I think I still would prefer death by unicorn. Anyway,
to cancer, probably that's true.
Yes, the one's a little more quick.
Yeah, then the week after that, I will be up in Twin Falls for Magic Valley Comic-Con.
Let's see,
where I will be seeing the folks from Mallrats, one of my favorite movies.
Oh, yes.
I love Kevin Smith. Unfortunately, I will not be moderating their panel. I will be moderating the panel for Sam J. Jones, aka Flash Gordon.
He's a good time.
He's a wonderful human being, so I look forward to talking to
him. Anyway, he is Flash Gordon in so many ways.
Yep.
And I will be going to Edmonton the following weekend.
I'm so jealous.
So
I want to get back to another Canadian event.
Yeah, that should be a good time.
Yeah, so we'll be good. So we'll be doing stuff like that, and then FanX the 2 weeks after that. So
yeah, immediately after. So
we do have some films coming up. We have Downton Abbey, the grand finale.
Yeah.
We have what else do they have coming up on us there? Sneaking up on us.
They put all the stuff out.
Oh, The Long Walk.
Oh, okay, yes, Stephen King.
Yeah, I'll be seeing that on the 8th.
Yeah,
because it conflicts with Downton Abbey, and that one came first, so I already RSVP'd to that. So there you go. So we've got some movies coming. We'll be taking care of those. Don't you worry. But yeah, Red Sonja, man, so much potential.
Well, I mean, yeah. It's unfortunately the Conan remake wasn't great either. So from a couple years back. So
yeah, with the Momoa.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a thing. What can we do? We can hope that someone eventually gets it right again. So all right, that's it. Red Sonja. I'm not even sure when it comes out, where it's out, when it's going to stream.
I believe it is out tomorrow. Somewhere.
It is out tomorrow. Oh, you know what else is out tomorrow? The Toxic Avenger.
Oh yes, Toxic Avenger and the
Unrated.
Roses. Yes. Yes.
The Roses is of course a remake of the classic War of the Roses.
Yes.
That I have no interest in seeing.
And
even though it's got Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman in it.
And
how weird is that? If they were in another movie, I'd probably rush right out and see it.
Yeah. Well, I will see one of those two this weekend. I'm thinking it'll probably be the Roses, but
I'm thinking there's a reason for that, and
there is a reason.
I will probably get to see the Toxic Avenger for the opposite reason.
Yes.
So, there you go. Don't forget to like us, follow us on social media. Go to the website, vsmoviepodcast.com. Get links to our stuff, links to the audio, the RSS channel there, the YouTube channel if you're not watching us on YouTube right now. Let us know what you think. Let us know if there's a movie out there we didn't talk about that you want us to talk about. And until we talk to you again, be good, stay safe, and go see a movie in theaters. There's some good ones out there.
Some great ones.
Till we talk again, I'm Mark. That's Ryan. Bye, Ryan.
See you, folks.
And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.